Depression is one of the most dangerous places you could be in as a spiritual being, but let me help you deconstruct. Depression on your spiritual journey is often the first place you go to after waking up, after you have a spiritual awakening, a spiritual experience, whatever. As soon as you start to realize that there is more to this shit than meets the eye, you often become sad. You become disillusioned. It's like nothing matters anymore. I know for me, I started to feel like the physical world was a cage, like I couldn't get out. And it made me have terrible anxiety. I got very fearful. The worst thing about depression is that oftentimes you don't even know how to articulate what you're feeling. You feel like nobody else even can experience or is knowing what you're going through. But that's not true. At the most basic level, all depression is the inability to express oneself. You'll notice that the opposite of depression is expression. When you start to express yourself, articulate how you feel, then the depression goes away. Now, when you express this depression, a lot of times it might manifest as anger, suicidal behaviors, but those are just the initial impulses. And I pray that you can see beyond those impulses when you're actually in the moment. You know, I know I really couldn't. The main thing I was clinging to when I was in a depressive state was life beyond the physical world. I didn't want to be here anymore. And no matter how many suicidal positions I would put myself in, I could never really bring myself to kill myself. Now, I say all of that to say that depression is very overcomable. You just have to transmute that stagnation into something productive. A lot of people think that depression is about gratitude, and it's not. It's about power. You could be the most grateful person in the world and be depressed. Trust me, when I was going through my depressive episode, I got up every morning and thank God that I was alive. But while I was just sitting around, there was nothing but air and opportunity between me and suicidal behavior. That being said, the thing that got me out of depressive states was acknowledging my own power over the situation, over the things that was making me depressed, over the things that was making me be stagnant in life. I realized that I had power over those things. No matter how small the power was, I had it. So I had to make an executive decision to exercise that authority. And that's something that a lot of depressed people do not want to acknowledge. They don't want to get to that step because then it puts the accountability and the responsibility back on them. A lot of people, when they're depressed, they want to put the blame on everything else in their surroundings, in their environment. But the truth is, it's you who needs to pull yourself out of that. The thing I had to really realize was that nobody was coming to save me. Nobody. So it was either I kill myself or I get it out the mud. And I chose to get it out the mud. I chose to have, nervous system regulation. I chose to go deep into my occult knowledge and really learn the secrets and the mysteries of the universe. Really learn the secrets and mysteries of myself, because that's really the most important thing. Knowing my trauma, knowing my triggers, knowing my wounds, how these things make me act towards other people, how these things put me in the situation that I was in. Then I took all of these things and I put them into a medium that could heal me. I started making music. I put it into my craft, and me expressing that and projecting it out into the world and then receiving validation, receiving positive feedback from the world, that completely changed my life. It changed the trajectory of my whole situation. I don't really tell my story on here, but eventually I want to go in depth on some of the things that I was really dealing with in life. But I say this to say that to get over depression, to get over that hump when you first spiritually awaken, you have to become an alchemist. You have to learn how to transmute all of the negativity in the world into positivity. Receiving love from the world made me realize that I could love myself just as much, and I wish that for you too.